So, you want to play Dragon Nest, but you don't know what class to pick? If you're getting into Dragon Nest, and you don't know what your main class should be, look no further as I help you choose which class you most want to play. Important note for those who are new in the game, Dragon Nest's classes are all gender locked, so if you have an issue with playing male or female characters, I'll quickly break down the genders of each class. The male class are Warrior, Assassin, Cleric, and Vander. And the female class are, well, the rest of them. Just like any game, every class has its role. Some are more useful than others. First, I want to categorize each role, then suggest a class that fits that role. Important note: many class may fall into multiple categories. So, what are the roles? The first role is DPS. Being a DPS main class user, your main purpose is to bring enemies down fast by constantly dealing damage, and your gears must focus on enhancing your damage stats. The DPS role is divided into different subcategories. First is melee. If you like to be on the front lines, dodging skills and destroying enemies from up close, maybe a sword, spear, or dagger is your weapon of choice. For the melee DPS category, my recommendations are Gladiator, Barbarian, Dark Avenger, Windwalker, Tempest, Arch Heretic, Blade Dancer, Spirit Dancer, Ripper, Bleed Phantom, Flurry, Avalanche, Rangrid, Vena Plaga, Ruina, Impactor, and Duelist. The second DPS category is ranged. If you like to sit back and blast enemies with long-range attacks, then being a ranged DPS class is your choice. Your main focus is put out damage while staying safely out of enemy range. For the ranged DPS class, my recommendations are Moonlord, Dark Avenger, Sniper, Artillery, Silver Hunter, Shooting Star, Gearmaster, Dark Summoner, Soul Eater, Raven, Sting Bruiser, and Trickster. The third DPS category is Mage. If you like big flashy spells and magical explosions, then the Mage class is best suited for you. Either you like to freeze enemies, burn them, crush them, or just blow them up in general with big AoE spells and explosions. And my recommendations are Saliana, Alestra, Smasher, Majesty, Black Mara, Inquisitor, Gearmaster, Shooting Star, Adept, Ray Mechanic, Dark Summoner, Soul Eater, Abyss Walker, and Sting Bruiser. And the last DPS category is Bruiser or off-tank. Bruiser, which means while being a tank in nature, you can also deal substantial damage decent enough to be called DPS class. If you like to be in the enemy's face to hurt them and laugh at their damage, why bother dodging when they don't hurt much? NANI?! My recommendation in this category are Barbarian, Destroyer, Crusader, Inquisitor, and Defensio. After the DPS role, the other role is Tank. If you like to be a masochist, ahem. If you want to protect your friends by keeping the boss attacking you and making easy for other party members to focus on dealing damage, you'd instead block and stop an enemy, aggro, from hurting your allies than do damage. And my recommendation in this role are Guardian, Destroyer, and Defensio, but it is not advisable to mainly build Defensio as a tank. And the last role is Support. As the name suggests, they support the party by giving a helpful buff and healing support. They can also debuff enemies, helping your allies deal more damage to the enemies. The support class is divided into 3 subcategories. First category for support is debuffers. Debuffers can shut down the boss by crippling their defenses and helping themselves and allies to deal more damage to the target. I'm going to suggest those who can constantly keep up 2 or more debuffs. I recommend these class if you want to be a debuffer support, which are Barbarian, Destroyer, Shooting Star, Gear Master, Physician, Soul Eater, maybe not perfect but one of the best debuffer in the game in my opinion, and lastly, Dark Summoner. The second category of support is buffers. Unlike debuffers that give negative buffs to the enemies, buffers, on the other hand, give your allies useful damage and defense increases, so you can all work together to kill the enemy. In this category, my recommendations are Saint, Guardian, Physician, Blade Dancer, Spirit Dancer, Light Bringer, Defensio, and Buster. And the last category for support is the healer. Being a healer, health bars are your priority. Your main role is to make sure everyone on your team is in good shape and healthy. My recommendation to you if you want to be a healer are Saint. If you want to be a healer, you need to be Saint, and no one can out-heal a Saint in terms of healing. Second is Physician. She has heals but isn't really a full healer. Great for 4-man nests that don't need much cure though. Last is Light Bringer. Also has heals but isn't a full-time healer, but a compelling choice if you want to deal damage and heal your allies at the same time. Great for 4-man nests that don't need a much curing. Well, that's the end of the guide. I hope all this information wasn't too confusing, and I hope it will help you find a class you like. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and share it with your friend who's just started playing Dragon Nest. Again, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.